Good morning, my world of rogues. My name is Ameren Rogoff, and I would like to welcome you all back to my booktube channel. So, the GoodReads Choice Awards for 2019 has officially ended. We voted on some pretty good books, didn't we? So if we want to chat about books, comment below, because this is the place to do it. And anyway, shall we start with City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. It was voted the Best GoodReads Author Award in 2011, and it's a young adult fiction urban fantasy novel, and one of the major mistakes that I made when I first started reading the book was that it took me a while to realize that Clary Frey isn't actually a mundane, that she's a shadow hunter. So I was thinking to myself, okay, how can she see these people who other people can't see because of the glamour placed on these shadow hunters? And note to self, wrong series, hun. So that was just a really goofy sort of thing. I mean, I was reading and I'm like, okay, this series is really good, but how can Clary see these shadow hunters? And so my brother just looks over and he's like, okay, you do realize there's a possibility that she could be a shadow hunter too, right? And then it was proven true, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe I messed that up. So anyway, I loved Clary's character development from the awkward artist to the supernatural shadow hunter, and I'm just wondering to myself, when will Clary Frey become Mrs. Clary Herondale? Because I love her and Jace as a couple, oh my gosh. And even though we got Clace, I also wanted more Malik. I know about the Bane Chronicles, but I really, really want a novella series about nothing but Malik, because I support them so much. I don't know who's the better couple, Clace or Magnus and Alec, because everyone is just so meant to be with each other. I mean, there's Clary and Jace who belong together, and then I totally ship Simon and Isabel, and then there's Magnus and Alec, and I want everything to have a happily ever after. And then I also want to have an epilogue after the epilogue, so I know what happens for the rest of their lives. And then moving on, we also have A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. It was voted the Best Young Adult Fantasy Science Fiction Award in 2016. And I got to see Rhysand's character development from a mysterious High Lord from the Court of Thorns and Roses novel to a deeper feeling High Lord of the Night Court, and that was just incredible. I mean, chapter 55 and everything. Oh my gosh, I have so much to say and so little time to say it, but I also liked how he was in Queen Amarantha's court, and then we find out that he wasn't just Amarantha's boyfriend, I'll put that in quotes, but he was also just doing this to protect his family more, and Ameren and Cassian and Azriel. He was protecting them all, and so I thought that was a really noble gesture, considering it was 50 years of his immortal life. And then moving on, there was less Tamlin, and there was less Phelan, and then we get more Faysand and Rhysand! So who doesn't ship them? I mean, Feyre and Rhysand, not Feyre and Tamlin, because that's just like, okay, no, he's Tamlin the Tool, throw him out of any court. And then I also really enjoyed chapter 55, as most people do. And I was wondering how Cassian would fit into a situation with Nesta if it was a chapter 55 sort of novel. I mean, it would be even better than 50 Shades of Grey, just because I am obsessed with the fantasy genre, and I have nothing bad to say about this series, except Feyre asked for a distraction instead of asking for Rhysand, but she got Rhysand in the end, so that was just amazing. And I also liked the diverse cast. I see Ian Somerhalder as Rhys and Jason Momoa as Cassian, but I don't know who would play Ameren, even though she is my top favorite character. And if you ask me, she's actually really relatable, because she can be, like, happy and just smiley, kind of like, okay, yes, I'm smiling, it's fake, but whatever. She just has that sort of aura that's like, okay, I can be happy, and then I can be the brooding, little, immortal girl, and it's just so funny to see her transformation. And another thing that I liked was how much she loved the books, and in A Court of Wings and Ruin, she was reading through that entire library in the house, and I just thought, okay, I would like to party with this girl. And by party, I mean have a reading party where you sit down, you drink coffee or hot cocoa on a cold winter day, and then you read for hours. Because I can do that with anyone. I can do that with my mom, with my brother, with my dad, with my friends, anything. And then what I didn't like about the book, it isn't a movie yet. And even then, I would want the longest movie ever. Like, if everything that was in the book was in the movie would be like 12 hours long, and I would sit with one of those giant bags of popcorn and just stare at the TV, and I'd be like, okay, show me what you got. So that could be very, very funny or very, very embarrassing, so I don't know which one. Moving on. Another book that was voted the Best Poetry Award in 2016 was The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. It is a poetry novel, and it's a very thought-provoking read that I would recommend to anyone for inspiration in their own poetic field. And the aura of the book I really liked. Not just the writing style, but it seems to me like the type of book you'd read on a rainy summer day, not just to pass the time, of course. And no insult intended to Rupi Kaur, I think she's awesome. It's just one of those books that you would just be like if you're a Southern Belle, you would be sitting down in a chaise lounge and just read the book on the porch of your house while it's raining out, and then you listen to the rainfall, and I don't even know where this is going, but that's just what made me think what would happen if I reread The Sun and Her Flowers. And then the final book that I wanted to discuss was A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. It was voted Best YA Fantasy Science Fiction Award in 2016, and I can't tell which book I loved better, A Court of Mist and Fury or A Court of Wings and Ruin. I loved Feyre's character development from the mortal human into the immortal High Lady of the Night Court. So please give me more Sarah J. Maas. Oh my gosh, I idolize you. I want to be an author as successful as you, but my own person, because who would rather be a second-rate version of someone else when you can be a first-rate version of yourself? Now, that is actually something that came to me from a Chinese food fortune cookie. So I have been living by that, but for so long, oh my gosh, I even have it saved. I mean, I have it posted to my desk wall, and it's like really old and everything, but it's very meaningful to me, even though it was just a Chinese food dinner. Moving on, and back to the subject at hand. I also liked the fact that Ameren gets the guy. I ship her and Varian so much, and when I was reading A Court of Wings and Ruin, my jaw dropped in the scene where Varian just bursts into the tent, sees Ameren, and then he kisses her, and he just ignored everyone else to get to her, and I'm like, yes, she gets the guy. So I know that I can be... Okay, I know I can't be the only one who's thinking that this is deadly romantic, and by deadly, I mean in the sense that they all thought they were going to die the next day, but I thought that this was so beautiful, and that's just like, hey, this person actually loves me, and it's not like a, what do you call it, an epiphany that somebody loves you. It's just like, yes, I love you, and I don't care about anything else but you in that moment, and that's just so beautiful to me. And then I also appreciated the promise of future novellas with Feyre and Rhys, Nesta and Cassian, Elaine and Azriel and Lucien. And I think I'm jumping the gun here, but I want to know what was in that present that Cassian was going to give to Nesta in A Court of Frost and Starlight. So anyway, I think I have talked your ear off enough for today. So if you like this video, hit that like button to show some support, subscribe to my BookTube channel to get more videos like this, and have a great day, everyone!